Hello, Audio Marks, coming to you from the Sachem Public Library. Welcome to the Marks for Life podcast with your hosts, Jimmy and CJ, two casuals turned Marks wrestling fans, to give you a direct line to all things in the squared circle. Enter the ring at your own risk. We pull no punches, we hit hard, and we will slam you with all the info you need to know. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I said! Thank you for asking so nicely, Triple H. I am ready.
And welcome back to Marks for Life podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jimmy.
And my name is CJ, still your pay-per-view prediction, your Marks for Life predictions champion.
Ugh.
A rare podcast television predictions title match, which I won.
No,
I won.
Really put it on the line.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. Last week I said if Nakamura won, we're not going to put it on hold. We're not going to put the title online for SummerSlam. That's what I said.
Well, I think of it as a rare television event that I won.
It was all right. We'll definitely talk about that later on in the podcast. It was kind of. We'll get to it. But quick podcasting housekeeping. I just got an update from my friend. He's currently working on it. We should be getting up to running for iTunes, our picture for the iTunes thing, within the week or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just got a new job, so that's why he's been busy.
Okay. And just an update from our graphic designer, Catherine Neffelberg. She is in the process of designing our T-shirts, which once we have a better handle of the T-shirt design, we will put that through all of our social media. We'll put that through our podcasts to see how you can get our T-shirts, actually.
Yeah. Moving fast.
How was your week?
It was good, but before we do that, just another housekeeping update. In a couple of weeks, we'll be doing a little bit of a different show. We're just going to prep you now that we're going to have an interview. We're not going to do our normally scheduled programming. We're going to have an interview with an actual wrestler, and that's going to be coming up in the next 2 weeks?
It's going to be in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, because I'm on vacation. And that's one of the main reasons why we're doing the interview. Just I'm not going to be here, and unfortunately, I own a lot of what we're doing.
True, yeah.
With the pod. He's an idea person, and
he's just very techie.
I'm not as techie as you are making me out to be. I just have the equipment.
I can barely turn on my phone at times, man.
Anyway, so you were saying, my friend?
How was your week?
It was good. It was good. What was it? Wednesday, Rena and her family invited me to an 80th birthday party for her grandfather.
Okay.
It was fun. We went to the Polo, I think it was called. It's a restaurant inside of a hotel in I believe it's Garden City. It was very nice. Food was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And I was full, and then afterwards I fell asleep. It was nice.
That's nice. That is nice.
Anyway, how have you been, my friend?
I've been good. A lot of CrossFit, working out. Climbed a rope today.
How was that?
That hurt. But I actually got the movement, so now, next time, I should be better. I went to Slurp a couple of days ago with Nicole, and you'll never guess who I saw there.
Who?
Chris.
Really?
Yes, Podcast Chris.
Podcast Chris.
Yes, I saw him and his daughter, the podcast about nothing, I believe it's called.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
We were chatting it up for a little bit. Yeah, I saw him there. I'm like, Chris? And he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? So, we saw each other,
Now, was this during, or this was after we had a conversation about, hey, can you let Chris know about this and this and this? Because we consistently ask him questions.
This was Monday, 3:00, so I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably right.
It was just, just small talk. That's all it was.
All right.
But, yeah, it was been an interesting week. Been working.
How's how's the skin thing going on for your tattoo and stuff?
Almost done. This is week 2. Almost done with that. My back's really clearing up. By next week, I should be off of it. I'll have 1 more week of it, and then right after that, I'm getting my tattoo.
Nice.
I gotta probably go this Monday and schedule an appointment.
All right, that's good.
So, yeah, I personally can't wait. I've been waiting for this for the past 2 months.
Yeah, I know. You've been hyping it up on the podcast so much that I'm kind of wondering if you were ever going to get it done.
I want to get it done, but I also got to wait for Splish Splash because I'm going to Splish Splash next week, like the Tuesday after Nicole finishes her class. Like literally the next day, we're just going to go to Splish Splash.
Nice.
So,
yeah,
can't wait.
As soon as we're done with the podcast, for next week, what's probably going to happen is I'm going to have a couple more days of work and then straight off to Jamaica.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's going to be good. But we're going to continue off to the show. But first, we're going to hear an ad first, and then we're going to kick it off into our reviews of the week.
Hey guys, do you ever want to go to a local wrestling show in your town, but you can't afford the tickets to a WWE event? Well, look no further than Full Faith Wrestling. Full Faith Wrestling is a non-profit professional wrestling ministry with a church-like atmosphere for fans and families alike. Founded by indie wrestler and former WWE prospect Mike Magnum, following the calling put on his heart after wrestling professionally throughout the independent circuit and even making it up to WWE's flagship program Monday Night Raw as well as SmackDown Live and NXT, he and his wife Stephanie are now finding a new way to utilize Mike's experience and passion for the wrestling world by helping youth, adults, and families alike to find a positive wrestling atmosphere as well as to get to know the church and God. Please support them and help them make their first show come soon to you by donating at GoFundMe.com/FF Wrestling. And you can also follow them on Instagram at Full Faith Wrestling 1 and please like them on Facebook at Full Faith Wrestling. Thank you and God bless.
And we're back.
We both hit the thing at the same time. We were just talking about stuff and things. But the stuff and things we should be talking about is recapping Raw. What a Raw we have had.
It was good. I think it was better than the SmackDown we had, in my opinion. I mean,
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's better than the SmackDown we had. I feel like it had some good key segments, but overall it was
Yeah, I kind of go with you on that. We'll save that big one for last.
Yes.
So let's talk about Jordan and The Miz. You called that last week.
Well, I've been reading up on it, and it kind of makes sense, especially when they announced the Jason Jordan being on Miz TV. You had to know the Miz would dig into, Jason Jordan.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And there was also hints of this a couple weeks ago when Miz and Kurt Angle had an altercation, and Miz flat out said, maybe you should focus on your own problems instead of worrying about Dean Ambrose. Instead of focusing on that so much, maybe you should go back to focusing on your problems. So you already saw there was a little tension, but Jason Jordan and The Miz, I feel like, is going to elevate Jordan. Jordan just has to hold up his end of the deal. He brings the intensity, but he doesn't bring the charisma.
Yeah, which is what, unfortunately, in my opinion, that's what Chad Gable had in that whole, that 2-man group that they had.
Yeah, but I think Jason Jordan, I feel like, had the wrestling intensity and the,
He had the intensity and power of it, but Chad had the charisma and he basically had the fans backing him up. Like when we talk about it in our SmackDown review, we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth.
I think Jason Jordan, he has to adjust because this is his first time, as a single star. Chad Gable had time to really prep himself as a single star for the past couple of months with his feud with AJ Styles and not feud, but
they had a good match.
But he had prep for that.
I think between the two of them, Chad has the natural talking ability.
Yes.
Still needs work, but definitely has a better talking ability than Jordan does.
Well, look at it this way. If we can root for Braun Strowman in a year, I feel like we can get behind Jason Jordan.
That's true.
I want to root for Jason Jordan. That's the thing.
Me too. I want to. I'm still rooting for The Miz because every freaking time The Miz just does gold after gold after gold.
Yes.
And I, first off, love the fact that they're doing this now and dumping the whole Dean Ambrose thing.
Yes.
Because that was such a breath of fresh air.
Oh, it's so nice. Ugh. But there goes my prediction with that one. Triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship match. But I also
I think it's going to be a one-on-one, and then Kurt's probably going to be in Jordan's backing, and then you have the Miz, Taraj, and Maurice in the Miz's.
No, I know, but there goes like the Rollins, Ambrose, Miz, IC, SummerSlam, triple threat. Yeah. But I didn't count on Jason Jordan being Kurt Angle's freaking kid.
I think a lot of people still...
No, there was that one guy on Twitter. Damn.
Anyway.
But all in all, the segment I think did a lot to put heat on The Miz.
Well, especially him making fun of Pittsburgh. It helped a lot that they were in Pittsburgh. He was bashing Kurt Angle. He's bashing Pittsburgh. And then you have Jordan come out defending Kurt.
Not really. He was kind of just... It was just awkward.
Well, it started off a little awkward because you have Jordan not being the best talker. But as it progressed on, and then like the physical altercation that always happens at the end of these things happened, I think that there's like going to...
I think it's going to be good. Yeah. I feel like Jason Jordan, he had a huge crutch by relying a lot on Chad Gable. So, it's like how Roman Reigns was.
Yeah, but I think the people want to like Jordan more.
That's the difference. So they're willing to give him more of a chance.
Well, plus they're also lowering the standards of where he is.
Yeah.
Like being in an Intercontinental Championship picture than being straight up to the main event, which is what we all hated about Roman.
What was your best dig from The Miz What was your best dig? I have one in mind. I want to hear yours first.
I can't remember off the top of my head the best one. I was laughing a lot of the time, so I wasn't... I don't remember my favorite one, but I want to hear yours, though.
He called out Jason Jordan for latching onto a different Olympian every week. I'm like, oh!
That was good. I did like that.
I don't know. I'm curious to see where this goes. Because he suplexed Miz into like two other guys, took him out. I want to see him.
It was a pretty good suplex, though.
Yeah, I feel like Jason Jordan's going to continue to take out the Miz Taraj one by one to get to the Miz, because you still have a couple of weeks left till SummerSlam. I feel like that's the best way to build it. Like if you defeat Curtis Axel this week and then Bo Dallas next week, then you get a shot at the Miz. Build him up as container.
This coming up week, defeat Curtis Axel, and then the following week. Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure, because the way that you said it, it's like this coming Raw, and then...
Yeah, this coming Raw.
No, like the Raw that just passed.
Oh, no. That's not this coming Raw, though. That's this past Raw.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. The way that you said it just confused me. That's all.
Oh, okay.
But,
I feel like
also, he got a new entrance music.
He did.
I liked it. I didn't think it was too bad. I mean,
I'm indifferent.
Obvious shades to Kurt Angle's a little bit with the trumpets.
I guess.
A little bit of what was it? A hip hop mixed in with it as well.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed it if he came out to Kurt Angle's music. That would have been funny. Or like, I don't know. It's like,
I think they're putting the shades in there, and then they're gonna put in like some new chant that's gonna really piss him off, and that's how we're gonna get the heel Jordan after this whole thing happens. Possibly, I don't know.
I just thought of something. You could do Horden.
Oh God, you're dumb.
Sorry.
That's all right. Let's talk about the tag teams on Raw.
I think we're getting a reluctant tag team right now.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's look at the current tag team title picture, right? Or a tag team picture
for Raw. We have the current champions, which is
the Bar.
Sheamus and Cesaro.
The Bar.
Are they officially called the Bar, or are they still?
They're not officially called it, but I wish they would.
I would wish they had an actual tag team name, which I think we talked about this either in an earlier one or one of the.
You wanted Suits and Kilts.
Yeah, Suits and Kilts. That's what I originally wanted, but then they changed it to those cool jackets, which make them look like total BAs. But
yeah,
I mean,
dude, if I could say Horden on freaking air, you could say badasses.
Trying to keep a PG rating on this, all right? Anyway.
Man, I belong in the Attitude Era.
At least ruthless aggression.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I could totally pull off Attitude Era.
Anyway.
Just give me a live mic. I'll go CM Punk.
Anyway, we also have the reluctant team of Dean Ambrose and Seth. And
Seth Rollins' music is freaking awesome right now.
But I love that they put in the little like saying in it, which was
burn it down.
And I loved that. I thought it was like, that's a good thing, and then you keep doing that.
Yeah, they got a...
I like that they changed it up a little bit. I liked it.
You got the Hardy Boys, the Awoken.
But they're not I don't know what's up with the Hardys at this point. I mean, I feel like at this point that lawsuit for the broken gimmick should have ended by now, but
well, it's been going on for like the past 6 months. Lawsuits don't wrap up in the time span
like,
of Law and Order.
No, but I mean, this is WWE television. I mean, why not? But
yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like at this point there's enough accrued. I mean, I know we're showing our bias right now, but there's enough accruing evidence that clearly Matt Hardy owns those rights to it.
Oh yeah.
But
they're gonna drag it out. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's all because of money at this point, and we need the broken gimmick at this point.
I think
that's what's really missing from this, because I think that's why, in my opinion, this tag team division's a little stale.
Yeah.
I mean, then there's also the Revival, which is the second, second best, because I still feel that Sheamus and Cesaro are the best. Which is still a kind of a sad thing to say, but
you got the Revival.
You have the Revival as well. You have Anderson and Gallows, which are getting better, if I could put that in air quotes for everyone to hear and listen. But
and then you have the Club, not the Club. Heath Slater and Rhino.
Heath Slater and Rhino, and I can't believe they're still in it. I would have liked to have seen Heath Slater face the Miz. Like, that would have been good.
Great Balls of Fire.
So close. Anyway.
But the current tag team division, it looks like it's splitting off into two separate things. It looks like it's splitting off into a triple threat between the Revival, the Club, and the Hardy Boys. And it looks like Cesaro and Sheamus are on a collision course with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins for the tag titles. Now, how do you want that to really play out?
I feel like within the next 1 or 2 Raws that are coming up, like the final solidification of that team between Seth and Dean need to happen in order for this to like progress forward into SummerSlam. But if that doesn't happen, I mean, honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen.
I have an idea. So I feel like we should have the triple threat. One of two things. Either the triple threat is separate, and then you have Sheamus and Cesaro defeat Seth Rollins and Ambrose.
Well, the triple threat, that'd be pre-show.
Yeah. Kickoff. Or, it's the Hardys, so they might...
I mean, yeah, but just the sheer fact of what's more important, I would rather see the title picture on SummerSlam.
No, definitely the title picture.
I don't know, but there needs to be something that happens. Plus, I would think if you put them on the kickoff show, I feel like it would give a reason for more people to watch the kickoff show.
I feel like there will be an Ambrose heel turn against Seth Rollins.
Yeah, there's a possibility of that, and I would like that.
And I feel like that should happen. And then the following pay-per-view. Well, this is what I would like to happen. I'd like a tag team gauntlet match.
Ah, okay.
I would like that between the 5. If you want to throw Heath Slater and Rhino in their 6 teams. But then I don't know where the Dean Ambrose heel turn would come. Maybe then the night afterwards. I feel like that could work.
Well, let's stick to the gauntlet match. Let's see who would start off first. Because I think it should
the Club and Sheamus and Cesaro.
No, I don't think the champs should start off.
I feel like they should.
I feel they're a heel team. I feel like it'd be great heat if they get the last call because they're the freshest team, and then you have like the underdog team. In this case, it would probably be Seth and Dean. Let's say they go gauntlet for gauntlet, and let's say Seth's doing a majority of the work. And like right before the bar comes in, you get Dean in there, and they take out like Heath and Rhino. Or they take out the Hardys or something like that.
Ooh.
Then you tag in Seth. And then they have like a match like for about 5 minutes or so between Sheamus and Cesaro. And then you get like Dean getting off the apron and walking to the back, screwing Seth, then getting the pin. 1, 2, 3, Sheamus and Cesaro routine.
I feel like I do like that. It's just my thought is that Sheamus and Cesaro could just tear through the entire tag team division.
Yes, I know, but I don't want that to happen, especially if
the Revival
and the Revival are on it. Those are the 2 teams that I don't want to see squashed.
What I would
I
like
feel
to,
like if Sheamus and Cesaro get in there right away, then it would automatically do that. I would rather have the Hardys and the Revival win dirtily. Then you have Seth and Dean come out, and then they beat the Revival, and they're a little bit more fresher.
I'm not doing the Revival losing. I would rather see it as in,
Well, they lose like in like unsuspecting ways. Like the Hardys come back out, distract them, and then they get the pinfall over them or something like that.
I have a better idea. So we have Club versus the Hardys. Hardys win.
Okay.
Then you have Hardys versus Revival. Revival wins.
Okay.
and then you have Revival versus Seth and Dean.
Okay.
Hardy's come out and attacks Seth and Dean, giving them the DQ. So
would that still apply in a gauntlet match? The DQ?
Yeah, DQ still apply. So you can have them win by disqualification, and the Revival's like, "What are you doing?" And they'll be like, "Haha," because I don't feel like a distraction would be good. I feel like it would fit better, especially with this lawsuit going on. They could be Broken and Woken, kind of be like tweeners, and just attack them. And this could also start like a little thing with Seth and Dean, and then have Sheamus and Cesaro beat Seth and Dean.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
You know.
All right. There, we just booked the SummerSlam match.
Yeah.
Boom.
I feel like that'd just be working better. It would interwove all of them, have the Raw Tag Team title on the line, and it would get multiple stories in there at once. I feel like that'd be good, because I don't want the Revival to lose by pinfall. I don't want them to lose that by, like, just yet.
All right, I agree with that. That sounds pretty good. Let's move on to our big moment for Raw, and that was really the Brock Lesnar, and we're going to dive into outside stuff as well.
You said it wrong.
What?
Brock Lesnar! There you go. You got to say it like that.
Sorry, we didn't put any drops in there, and we felt like we had to. Yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
Well, hold on. You got to really do. There we go.
No, that's Braun, but
whatever. Anyway, Brock Lesnar. So they come out in the beginning of the show to interrupt Kurt when he's giving out like an announcement to the crowd and stuff about tonight. And Paul goes into a whole thing about if Brock Lesnar loses the belt at SummerSlam, they will both walk out of WWE. Which pretty much just gave the go-ahead that, yes, Brock Lesnar is definitely leaving a lot sooner than a lot of us thought. And this might have something to do with what happened this past Saturday at UFC 214, with John Jones winning the light heavyweight title belt and calling out Brock Lesnar at the same time.
And then Brock Lesnar calls him back out.
Which, yes, I want this to happen so badly, but I have honestly no idea how they could do this because of the weight difference.
Here's the thing.
What pisses me off.
The UFC fight, because John Jones, I got a report from Bleacher that John Jones is looking for a WWE payday. There are reports that he said he wouldn't mind working for WWE. So imagine this. UFC comes, they have the fight, and then come WrestleMania, they have the rematch.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I'm pretty sure, because Brock afterwards definitely wants to get back into the Octagon, and I'm pretty sure Jones would have liked to face Brock in the Octagon as well. That's what he did say at the end of his victory.
But this gives them both, and WWE then gets,
Yeah, so there's a good payday for all four parties that are involved. So yeah, I can see that benefiting everybody.
WWE is owed one because they let Brock Lesnar fight in UFC.
Yeah, I know, but my thing is that how would they do that in a UFC spectrum more than WWE? Because obviously you can book a thing and then we'll see who wins after that because everything's predetermined for when it comes to a WWE match.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure they actually want to have a really good fight, like an actual fight. Now, if they do something at Mania where Brock, quote-unquote, wins or Jones wins by circumstances, and I'm putting air quotes in there, and it would give like an illusion of like, oh, buddy, like when they have an actual fight, like in a year from when that happens, it's going to be good. And I guarantee you, it is going to be good.
Yeah. I think, though, that because there's only a couple more months left on his suspension, right? Like 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, but even then, he's not going to go jump right into it. He's not going to make the same mistake as he did last time where he only had 6 months to prepare and then had to take a testosterone booster just to...
Well, I think he's been preparing. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between preparing and then still being under a contract with WWE because you still have to do the WWE like training and stuff like that. Just because
It's Brock Lesnar. He just suplexes for 2 minutes and he's done.
Well, yeah.
What kind of training does he do for WWE?
I don't know. That's a good topic that we should...
Exactly.
Podcast.
Because here's the thing, he's been looking at the Octagon since last year. He could have still been prepping MMA style this entire time. We don't know because he doesn't do interviews. He keeps quiet, so we don't exactly know what his training's been.
That's true.
So you could make the argument that he could walk into the Octagon and verse John Jones. John Jones is probably going to put on pounds.
There's more to training for the Octagon with that, which is why they need about a year to do that. Because they're at completely different weight classes, and it takes a long time for it to either lose weight or gain weight.
Does Lesnar need that much training against someone in a different weight class?
Actually, yeah, you'd be surprised. Which is why we're not experts in UFC, which is why we will find someone. So, for guys who do listen to podcasts that are near our area or our friends or whatever.
Near Ronkonkoma, New York, specifically.
Who want to be on the podcast to come and talk about that, you're more than welcome to. Just hit us up on any of our social or email us at marksforlifepodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and we are going to be doing multiple topics regarding this. We have Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. John Jones versus Brock Lesnar potentially. Chris Cyborg versus Becky Lynch.
Possibly.
Hopefully.
And Rousey and Charlotte. Possibly.
Hopefully.
That's definitely a thing we'll definitely keep an eye on for. So let's move on to our Smack Talk.
All right.
Our Smack Talk. Our SmackDown review. So...
CJ wins, LOL.
Shut up. We're not going to get into that. That's going to be our last thing. Let's talk about AJ and Owens.
Intense match. I like the callback to the Battleground finish where in Battleground, the ref didn't see the shoulder up, so Kevin Owens won the United States title from AJ Styles, and then they did this finish, but just reverse in this United States title match where Kevin Owens' shoulder was clearly off the ground, but the ref didn't see it after taking a bump, and AJ Styles retained the title.
That still leads to Owens and Styles at SummerSlam.
With Shane McMahon as the guest referee.
Yeah, that was intense. That whole backstage segment, I really liked that a lot.
That we haven't seen enough of that on the main roster from Kevin Owens. The last time we saw that was when he was wrestling John Cena.
Or Jericho. I thought he did that with Jericho as well.
Not as intense.
All right.
That was John Cena level intense or Sami Zayn NXT level intense. This was NXT Owens that we finally saw. You know, not the arrogant guy, the I'm better than you were holding me down thing. This was the predator, angry, dangerous Owens that we've been missing.
Yeah, definitely. And there's just that intensity that was really good. And there was something weird that happened during that whole segment, and that was when they were kind of discussing like who's going to be the referee and stuff. And Daniel Bryan calls out Shane to do that. I thought that was interesting.
Why did you say interesting?
I don't know, because at first you see Shane and he was just like completely surprised by it. Like, why would you put me in that position? I'm your boss, not the other way around. So that's something interesting. Very entertaining, though. I think that Daniel Bryan and Shane and Owens in that mix did a very good job.
Oh, yeah. Now, I can see Owens doing a beatdown on Shane after he loses again to AJ Styles at SummerSlam.
Would it be a huge beatdown that would take Shane out of action for a while, and then possibly at Survivor Series would see Owens versus Shane O'Mac?
I would like to see it at Survivor Series, but personally, I'd like to see it at SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view.
So whatever the next one or the one after that would be.
Yeah, I feel like that would be better because Survivor Series is going to have a lot of stuff to it.
Yeah, hold on. So let's see where. What are the next pay-per-views after Survivor Series? There's the first SmackDown one, and I don't think they're going to do that right away, depending on how badly Shane gets beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the Raw one, and that's within 1 month or 2?
After SummerSlam, not Survivor Series, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, so No Mercy is coming to Raw.
Which is the first Raw one. So what's the SmackDown?
I think it's Fall Brawl.
Really? That's what they're calling it?
I think that's what they're calling it. Because I heard rumors like Fall Brawl 2017.
That's in the same month in September.
Something like that. I think SmackDown's also getting Hell in a Cell. Don't quote me on it.
Now, is Raw going to get... No, that's something we should talk about in a different episode of our podcast. But
talk about what?
I was thinking about Cyber Sunday or Taboo Tuesday.
I think they're bringing that back as well.
Yeah, I know, but who would be getting that?
I think it's SmackDown. Here we go. Schedule list 2017.
Still looking at his phone to check it out.
Here we go. So after SummerSlam,
Which would be the first SmackDown pay-per-view, because that's usually what happens.
Sep-
After a pay-per-view, it's always SmackDown.
September 10th, 2017. It's to be announced, but it's Seattle, Washington. So I'm assuming it's going to be a SmackDown event. I think that's going to be Fall Brawl.
It's always going to be SmackDown, because we just had Great Balls of Fire, and then we're going to go into a major one, and then...
You forgot about Battleground.
Oh, yeah, I did forget about Battleground.
So
Wow.
No Mercy is going to Raw, September. October,
so it's
SmackDown's getting Hell in a Cell. And then TLC's going to Raw, October 22nd.
TLC in October, really?
Yes.
So soon.
Survivor Series is November 19th.
So they're having 3 pay-per-views in the span of 2 months?
4 in the span of 2 months, but that's usually what they do.
Well, yeah, it should be 4, so...
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's the Fall Brawl rumor, No Mercy. That's the September pay-per-views. Then Hell in a Cell and TLC, and then Survivor Series.
So something's going to probably happen, depending on how badly Shane gets beat.
Mm-hmm.
It either happens the following pay-per-view for SmackDown, or it happens on the one after SummerSlam, and then that or the one after that, depending on how badly he gets beaten.
Yeah, because
how they stretch that, because they do that.
I don't know if I'd like to see a return on the SmackDown pay-per-view, which leads to a match at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I would like that.
You know, I just don't know how much time they would get on the Survivor Series card. That's what I'm worried about personally.
I mean, if it's gonna be, it's usually gonna be like it's gonna be like a 4 or 5 hour show. They get 10 minutes, just like they did at Mania when it was Styles and Shane. So it could be good. I would really enjoy that.
Now, what would the stipulation be? Like, if you lose, you leave SmackDown?
Maybe. I don't know. I think we have to see where the story gets progressed after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then from there, we could probably book the match better. But let's kick it off to the second one, which is Rusev versus Orton. So
I know you're happy about that.
We're both more. I'm so excited about this.
I feel like this is... Because here's the thing. Rusev comes out. Him and Chad Gable have a match.
Which is pretty good.
That was a pretty good match, yeah.
Like, technically speaking, I think Chad was really good.
Yes.
And he pulled out an ankle lock, which is Kurt Angle's move. So I'm wondering what's up with that. You see Gable doing more of Kurt Angle stuff, and then you see the one suplex from Jordan, the Raw before that. So it's interesting. I don't know what they're doing with that.
I don't know. They both cited Kurt Angle as his heroes, but that's besides the point. You know, Rusev wins, and Rusev says that he wants competition at SummerSlam, and then Orton comes out, and then Orton talks smack. Rusev talks smack in Bulgarian.
Which was hilarious, and I'll tell you why. Because as he's doing that, Orton gets that confused look of like, why are you talking in a foreign language? And then RKO's him. That's what you get for talking in a foreign language.
Well, that's kind of racist.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, that's what I'm getting from Orton, and I'm not calling out Orton for being a racist.
Not gonna lie.
But don't tell me that's not funny.
My first thought when he was going through that is just like, I just dealt with this from Jinder.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why it's...
Why can't you smack talk me just so this way I understand that you're insulting me? But like,
Then fine. RKO.
Now, I feel like this is going to be the launching point for Rusev because Orton's supposed to be taking time off after SummerSlam. So I feel like Rusev is going to get the win here.
Finally. God.
Well, it would benefit him more than Rusev losing. And
well, yeah, absolutely. If Rusev loses again, I'm just going to give up on him. Like, I'm just going to be done.
But this could lead into the match you wanted, which is AJ Styles versus Rusev after SummerSlam, post SummerSlam, the rivalry you wanted.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
You know.
I like that a lot.
So I feel like that would... Because I feel like Rusev and Orton could put on a great match. Rusev wins, and then Orton takes a hiatus for a couple weeks, maybe a month. Because I think he's filming a movie or he's taking time off, something like that.
That's usually going to take several months, so he'll probably be back either post Survivor Series or...
Well, he's been filming the movie as we speak.
Oh, okay. So he'll probably be back pre Survivor Series then.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be long, but I know he is. I know he's not. He's not advertised for any dates after SummerSlam for a little bit. So I feel like Rusev will get the win here against Orton.
And I will be very, very happy about it.
I know. Hold on. Where's that thing? Oh, you didn't put it up on there.
No, I didn't.
I'm surprised you didn't.
No, not for that purpose. It's because it's not all about Rusev on this one.
Yeah, but I feel like...
The next one we're about to talk about.
Oh, my God. I am so happy.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch it live. I watched the recap on Hulu. But when I got the update on my iPad about Nakamura winning, first two thoughts were, I'm marking out on the inside because I'm not screaming when I'm sitting next to my girlfriend on our couch. And then the second thought was, basically I just signed my own death warrant because now our title belt's not going to be in the picture for our SummerSlam prediction.
I'll put it up.
No,
I'll put it up because I will still win the SummerSlam prediction.
I'm a man of my word. We're not going to put it up. It's all right.
I don't mind.
I can take a hit on this one. My pride's not going to get too shamed from it. But anyway, Nakamura wins.
Nakamura versus John Cena on SmackDown Live. #1 contendership for Jinder Mahal. And Nakamura wins.
I can't describe how I'm feeling because I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really torn. Because the Mark in me is screaming with joy like, yes! But I'm also thinking this, from like a perspective of Nakamura's career in WWE, like main roster. And I feel like he hasn't earned it. He's only been on the roster since...
He took 2 attitude adjustments from John Cena and then kneed him in the face once and won.
Okay, that's for a match purpose. But what has he done, from when he got to the main roster to now? He had...
2 NXT title victories.
Well, no, I'm not talking about...
Oh, the main roster person?
Main roster stuff. So he had...
Undefeated.
Undefeated. Well, no. Because... okay,
Undefeated in singles action.
Let's not get into that debate because at least 2 of them were by DQ. And in the span that he's actually been wrestling, because it basically took him 2 weeks before he actually got a match. And that was about April?
Yeah.
That's April, 2 weeks into that. So his first real match didn't happen until late April, early May. And we're in August by now. And now he's getting a #1 contendership opportunity. As much as I love Nakamura, I feel like it's damaging to his career right now.
How is it damaging? He already has...
Yeah, I mean, from the mark that's both of us, we love that. But for a casual fan, they're not going to truly understand why this person who barely speaks English got an opportunity. And the past several matches he's been in were won by unforeseen circumstances.
Here's the thing. This is the biggest thing that a casual fan will see. Shinsuke took all of John Cena's hits and threw it back at him in a single knee and won. That's all a casual fan needs to see this guy's legit. That's all they need to see. When Kevin Owens did it, they're like, this guy's the next big thing. When AJ Styles did it, oh my God, this guy's next. You know what I mean? A pinfall victory clean over John Cena is bigger than a title.
Yeah, but the difference between how Styles got it over Nakamura, let's put those two in comparison. Styles was already a well-established person.
Same with Nakamura.
No. I mean, from when he came into the main roster, already well-established as a free agent, did several things during his time, got a #1 contendership, had 2 pretty decent matches with Roman Reigns, a really good match against Chris Jericho twice, and then got then defeated John Cena, then got the WWE title.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Nakamura
I feel like they're rushing with Nakamura.
Not real.
Yeah, I think they are.
They were building him up in NXT though. That's the thing.
I know, but a casual fan doesn't watch NXT though.
Well, here's a casual fan like, oh, why are they cheering for this guy?
A casual fan would know more about AJ Styles because it's much easier to find TNA or GFW or Impact Wrestling, wherever it's called at this point. 4 years ago, back when AJ Styles was first mentioned, and then once he left, and then his name started to build up.
But here's the thing: you have to build Nakamura up in NXT. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know, but
AJ Styles, you really can't compare because he bypassed NXT and went straight to the main roster.
He doesn't need NXT though.
Yeah, neither did Nakamura. But Nakamura,
language barrier did have to be broken, and he wasn't a promo expert. AJ did have promo abilities before that.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have to, and he was already a well-renowned name. A lot of casual fans knew who AJ Styles was, so a normal American viewer is not going to really know Nakamura that well. They knew AJ Styles way better because of his TNA run, because it was easier access to get TNA. So
I feel like Nakamura, though, from a casual point of view, again, you're missing the whole point of John Cena.
No. I understand the John Cena point of it. I feel like that point was just rushed into it because they didn't rush that with AJ. AJ took about 6 to 7 months.
John Cena was also injured and had, he was filming.
Yeah, but they weren't going to jump right into that as soon as. I don't think that.
As soon as John Cena came back, he feuded with AJ Styles.
Yeah, when he came back, 6 months later, I don't think like if Cena was injured at that point at the beginning of 2016, that he was going to go right into a feud with AJ Styles. I feel like that would have been a terrible idea, and it was, and it would have been because that's what they did with Owens, and they basically squashed out a lot of his heat, a lot of his hype and what is it that I'm looking for?
But Owens was feuding with Cena. This is different.
No, I disagree. You're saying that the feud between Cena and Styles didn't matter because
no, Cena and Nakamura.
Well, yeah, they're not having a feud now. It's possible that they could, as soon as possibly if Nakamura gets the title. I don't know if they're gonna take it off just because.
I think they might, and then do Baron Corbin cash in maybe.
Maybe, but then the WWE picture gets kind of muddled.
Yeah, I think Nakamura is the right guy. From a casual point of view, John Cena's not always around. Nakamura is now, and Nakamura just knocked off the Golden Boy, and he didn't do it with 3 Kinshasas. Bear in mind, it was one knee strike.
I mean,
he took 2 AAs.
I'm still torn. I mean, I'm very happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Match was really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm still wanting to see more from Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, I know I'm asking him much and complaining about it, but I don't know. There's just something missing that I'm not getting from Nakamura right now.
I don't know. We saw a lot of his. I think we saw a lot more strong style from him in John Cena's match.
John Cena can take it though.
Yeah.
Like I think John Cena can take stiffer things. We were hoping that would have happened with Ziggler. It didn't.
No.
Although I'm very glad right now that Ziggler's not on SmackDown right now. He needs some time off. I don't know. He's probably doing house shows, but I feel like he needs the time off.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like a nice reboot for him would be good. But going back to some Cena Nakamura thing, I don't know. I'm glad that he won. I'm glad he got the rub because I do absolutely believe he deserves it. But at the same time, I don't know. There's something missing that I'm not getting. And I don't know if it's me or if it's Nakamura or how WWE is presenting it. Because, I mean, imagine what the next couple of weeks are going to be like with Nakamura and Jinder. A person who actually can cut a decent promo and then will probably switch into a Hindi one. And then someone who can barely speak English that well. And that's not a knock on Nakamura because he can't do that. It's because he's learning to speak that, and then that's just how it is.
Hopefully it'll just be silent badass Nakamura just kneeing Jinder in the face, kneeing all the Singh brothers in the face, have Kali come out for a one-off, and then have him get kneed in the face.
Well, first he would have to cut off Kali's knees because they're non-existent, and then he'd use his own knees as his own rubbing insult.
Yes.
They're not Kali. But we'll see what happens. I want the hope. I want the best for Nakamura. I think we both do. But let's kick it off to our last thing we're going to discuss before our main topic. We're going to talk about our NXT takeaway, and what a shocker this week.
I think, it's pretty, it was a pretty good one. The biggest talking point, that we had Johnny Gargano's return against Cruiserweight Classic competitor Raul Mendoza.
Not bad. It was pretty good.
Face off between Asuka versus Ember Moon.
I don't know. I think from that perspective, I think that Asuka's still going to retain.
I hope so.
I don't know. I could be wrong. There's a possibility, but I think Asuka's still going to retain.
I don't think Ember Moon deserves to win. But
we'll talk about that more later. Not now, but in a different podcast.
The biggest takeaway is the fact that...
Well, there was also the Hideo Itami and Aleister Black thing. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
That was so awesome, and I want that match booked for...
Brooklyn?
Oh, so badly. Oh. So badly.
That's going to be intense.
Awesome. Shout out to Tommy and a.k.a. Aleister Black. That man is terrifyingly awesome. But going to the real big takeaway for this week. Kyle O'Reilly making his debut.
So not only is Kyle O'Reilly in NXT, but his former tag team partner of Red Dragon from ROH, Bobby Fish, also made the same debut against Aleister Black a couple of weeks prior. So now we have both members of Red Dragon on NXT, and right now the tag division looks pretty thin.
And all I can say is that they're going to win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and that they're going to have the title belts, and then they're going to debut on the main roster with those title belts. That's my prediction for Red Dragon. Now, are they going to be called Red Dragon still?
I think ROH owns the rights to that name.
I hope they don't get a stupid name.
What about Crimson Dragon?
No, they're not going to do that. That's too close to copyright.
Nah.
Well, hopefully it's something cool. Hopefully they'll see, like, I don't know, like someone gets like attacked, probably Kyle O'Reilly, and then Bobby Fish comes out, and then they'll see Red Dragon, and then people will start chanting it.
I still want Kings of Wrestling to reunite. Cesaro and Cassius Ohno.
We'll wait until Cassius Ohno comes back. I mean on the main roster.
What if he debuts on the main roster after SummerSlam, and then
that's not gonna happen.
No, and then he takes out Sheamus, and Sheamus just is, you know. And
that's the heel turn, because they clearly still hate each other, and then you have Cassius Ohno take out Sheamus, then you have Kings of Wrestling. Yeah, I could get that.
Yeah.
But with Red Dragon basically coming in, I mean, that's a pretty big impact for the tag team division.
That is, because Red Dragon, how long did they hold those ROH titles and IWGP titles? I know they held them for a pretty...
I think they're still the longest reigning ones, even though right now I think the Young Bucks are catching up on that. But I'm pretty sure they're the longest reigning, but I could be wrong.
Former 3-time ROH tag champs, and 2-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight tag champs.
And they all have like their own singles titles under their belts as well.
Yes.
So they can handle the single scene pretty well.
Yeah. They have an ROH World title under Kyle O'Reilly. Bobby Fish won the World Television title. Survival of the Fittest was won by Bobby Fish, and Tag Wars Tournament was won in 2014. No, longest reigning tag champs was Kings of Wrestling.
Kings of Wrestling, still?
Yeah, 364 days.
I think Young Bucks are going to catch up on that.
Young Bucks have been champions since April 1st, 2017.
Oh, yeah, because they lost it to Hardys. Yeah, now I remember.
And the most reigns was Briscoes.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the Young Bucks are going to hold on to those titles and beat the Kings of Wrestling's record, but I don't know.
I would like to see Red Dragon beat Ascension's record, personally.
And then you'd see Ascension come back to defend those titles, or try to get those titles back, actually get them,
yeah,
and then become important again, and then rebrand the Ascension again. I would like to see that, because that whole thing with the Fashion Files, ugh. I mean, it's bad on them, but Fashion Files is still good. It's really looking pretty awful for the Ascension. I'm not gonna lie.
Who do you think Red Dragon's first feud should be on the developmental NXT? Yeah, but when they form, what team would you like to see them face the most?
That's tough to say. It's either Sanity or Authors of Pain at this point. Those are the only two I could think of.
Or Heavy Machinery, but
Heavy Machinery. No, it's not gonna be Heavy Machinery.
Street Profits.
Don't bring up Street Profits.
Why? I'm actually excited for their debut.
It's a silly thing.
I
like them, but like it's a silly thing.
I'm still waiting for the debut of the Black Samurai. I forgot his name, but like I love. He's a huge anime guy. He's on
the Street Profits.
No, well, they've been teaming up a lot and stuff. I don't know. I'd like to see Red Dragon feud with Sanity.
Yeah,
TM61. They should be coming back soon because Shane Thorne's injury should be done by now.
I mean, it's still tough to say. I would really like to see
Brendan Williams. That's the Shogun of NXT.
Okay,
that's the name. But they should be.
Cut me off.
Sorry.
It's all right. But I don't know. I'd like to see. It's probably going to be Sanity most likely, or Authors of Pain. It's going to be one of those two. But I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say because they first have to form. I mean, there has to be something behind that forming. And honestly, I have no idea. I don't think it's going to be Aleister Black because...
No.
Why?
Yeah.
It would only damage Aleister Black, if anything. Aleister Black should face Hideo Itami immediately. And then give him until like I'm gonna say the takeover between either the takeover where the Rumble is gonna be at. I think it's gonna be
Philly,
or takeover New Orleans. One of those two to face whoever the champion is, most likely Drew McIntyre, for the NXT title, and then have him win that. In my opinion, but I could be wrong.
Just to go into TM61, Shane Thorne suffered a serious knee injury after an attack by the Revival on January 18th. He had surgery on January 25th, putting him out of action for 7 to 9 months.
So they should be back right around the time they form, right around the Classic.
Yeah. So I would like to see TM61 versus Red Dragon. That would be my pick personally.
Yeah, I would like to see that. That'd be cool. And then like you'd get TM61 get into a heel turn. That'd be cool.
No, I would like to see Red Dragon as heels. Because I feel like TM61, you have a marketable babyface type of thing. TM61, they can go vicious as heels.
They've been out of action for a while, and they weren't the best tag team. But Red Dragon, they're gonna win the Classic. I feel like they're gonna win like in very clean fashion, in my opinion. And then you're gonna see TM61, and then they're probably gonna turn on them, and then they'll feud for a little bit.
But you can make the same argument with TM6 because you have a babyface team in the making because they've been out on injury. Why do you want to cheer against someone on injury?
I mean, if you're gonna compare, you're gonna have people are gonna more cheer for Red Dragon. Like that's just a hands down. You have a smart crowd in Orlando. Don't tell me that they're not gonna cheer for Red Dragon.
If they do the babyface thing right with TM61, I feel like it'll be better because you don't want to cheer against someone that just came back from injury.
All right. I mean,
remember the Rollins thing?
Yeah.
Exactly. He comes back from injury. They cheer him like crazy. Still heel.
He was still very light before the injury anyway. More than Reigns.
Well, everyone's like more than Reigns, but I don't know. I feel like TM61 and Red Dragon.
More than Kane.
Oh my god.
But I don't know. I mean, it depends. If they book it right, then maybe. But it depends. I want to see the formation first.
Yeah.
I want them to win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and then from there we'll see what happens.
I could see that. All right.
All right. We're gonna hit it off to a break at the moment, and then we're gonna get right into our Glow review.
Hello there, need a good remold of that sweet old mobile home? Need an extension on one of your one wide to a double wide? Look no further than Slater's Double Wide Renovation. We give the best one-man band remodel for the price of a contract to Raw or SmackDown. We'll start with a golden spear into that old garbage heap you call at home into the perfect double wide home. Just as Beulah and her 7 kids, or is it 5? 12, Jimmy? Any? Oh, okay. Oh, well, Slater's Double Wide Renovations. Double up, baby! Hello, Audio Marks. I'm here to talk to you about Patreon. Patreon is a website dedicated to giving more power to the content creator and their patrons who support them. By giving them an avenue of direct support, these creators can create any kind of art with Patreon. Music, drawings, videos, and yes, podcasts. There's no middleman. So please head over to our page on Patreon, Marks for Life Podcast, to support us with a $2 donation. With this donation, you can get all of our podcasts on our page, and you can get a special shout out from ourselves, Jimmy and CJ. Or you could just do the regular dollar donation just to support the podcast. Now back to the show, Audio Marks. Thank you very much.
We're all champions in the ring. We come from the street.
Yeah, that's right. Glow. Just for you guys listening, I'm looking at my friend right now with the most sourpuss face on his. How are you feeling, my friend?
I didn't like it.
Well, that's the original Glow theme, just to let everyone know. But we're not here to talk about the original Glow. We're here to talk about the Netflix series Glow.
Yes, gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Tired?
Nah, I'm stiff. So Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling Glow is a Netflix show about, 10 episodes.
It's about 10 episodes of the actual wrestling show Glow. Like, it's kind of a dramatization of the events of Glow. It's not an exact, biography of it. It's kind of its own side story, but it's still about Glow itself.
Yes, Glow is a wrestling organization from the 80s, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. So this, of course, takes place in the 80s, but I believe it's still going on to this day.
I don't know off the top of my head. I know that there are only women promotions out there, like Shimmer.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the only one I could think of, and I don't know if that's birthed from Glow. But I don't know if Glow is still around. But it's still talked about as still one of those forward-thinking, very progressive, all-female promotions for wrestling.
Yeah. They have some, they had some shows. The last one was in April 2012.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're still around, really. They might do a show here and there just to, I don't know. I don't know the full details of Glow as a promotion itself, but the show, that was pretty good.
Show was pretty good, yeah. I enjoyed it.
Well, let's talk about let's try to organize how we're going to talk about this. Let's talk about the things we liked about it. But before we do that, we're issuing two things. One, a spoiler alert. So if you guys haven't watched Glow, stop listening to this. Go watch all 10 episodes of Glow.
Mm-hmm.
Should take you about 5 hours because they're 30 minutes each.
Yes.
That's pretty much a normal binge for those active Netflix users. So it shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
And then just a parental warning, I guess, because I guess there are some things that we shouldn't, there's some, graphic things, I think, things of a graphic nature. So there is violence, there is
sexual content,
there
nudity,
is nudity, language,
drug use,
strong adult content. So if you are a younger person, be advised. I mean, that's all we can really say. So now let's just get into our Glow conversation. So I guess the first thing is, what did you like about Glow?
I liked how they were all, together. I liked
together.
Like they had a community. They all stood up for one another, which was nice. Except Debbie. I hate Debbie. They all stood up for one another. I don't know. I actually kind of enjoyed the matches. I liked the throwback to the 80s style where a lot of it was huge stereotypes of wrestlers and portrayals. I did enjoy the callback to that from a wrestling historian. Just seeing that on there is pretty good. I liked how the main character, Ruth, was consistently studying up on how to be a better wrestler.
Well, yeah, because she was an actress. I mean, all of these women who are on here, I mean, from a show's perspective, they were all actresses. None of them are actual professional wrestlers.
Yes.
The actors who are playing the actresses for the show, which sounds stupid when saying that. I think there's only one actual professional wrestler that was a part of it, which was Karma for those WWE fans, but for everyone else, that's the Awesome Kong. Which I did not know while watching the show. It wasn't until afterwards when I looked at some of the other reviews and saw what other professional wrestlers were on there, because there were.
Yeah.
And they were very, recognizable and noticeable. Did not know that was Karma. So that was a very nice thing. It was awesome seeing that, though.
Mm-hmm. But I did like Ruth. She was studying up on 80s professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan, Gorgeous George, Ric Flair.
Yeah, there was a nice montage in the first episode where she was literally watching 80s wrestling, and I thought, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's an actual normal thing that we're going to be watching. There's going to be people watching wrestling and either liking it or not.
I did what you brought up. I did enjoy some throwback wrestlers. Well, not throwback wrestlers, but wrestlers making cameos. You had Johnny Mundo from Lucha Underground, John Morrison for WWE fans, make an appearance in the first episode. You had Brodus Clay and Carlito playing brothers.
They were brother
the Lumberjacksons.
Yeah, they were brother wrestlers.
Yeah, to one of the people in the show. You had Christopher Daniels and Kazarian.
They were professional wrestlers because they went to. Another spoiler alert. They went to like a show just to get like the feel of like what a show's supposed to be like.
Yes.
And Kazarian and Daniels were having a match, and it was pretty awesome.
Yes.
And like one of the main characters like got into like the show, and it was like into the wrestling show. It was like, yeah, that's how we would act.
Yes.
It was awesome. I liked watching that.
There was Alex Riley made an appearance. Brooke Hogan made an appearance.
Oh, Brooke, really?
Brooke Hogan. You remember in the Mayan scene when they were buying the venue, and there was that blonde.
Was Brooke?
That was Brooke Hogan.
No way.
Yeah, look it up. It's Brooke Hogan.
All right.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
You tell me. What did you enjoy?
Joey Ryan was there.
Yes.
He was what was it? Monopoly. He was the Monopoly guy.
He was fighting against Alex Riley, and I believe Joey Ryan's wife was there.
Yeah, the woman that Alex and Joey were fighting over, that was his wife.
Yes.
And but overall, I thought it was pretty good. Like the acting was pretty good. I mean, the wrestling, of course, wasn't perfect because these are actresses learning wrestling for this show. But they basically all became fans. Like the main character, Ruth, I forget her actual name for that. But she's a pure wrestling fan. And, would you look at that? Dang. Brooke Hogan.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not. I'm going to have to rewatch it now just to double check because my mind just got blown. But like I was saying before, I think it was Allison Brie. Who's Ruth's characters? What's the actress who plays that? But whoever that is, she became a full-fledged wrestling fan right afterwards because.
Oh yeah.
And that to me, that's such a positive thing, especially for marks just as like us, because it's like like we can normalize this to be like an actual entertainment thing, not just like a nerd thing.
Allison Brie.
Allison Brie, that's what I thought.
She did a very great job. She was actually also on Mad Men.
Yes.
Trudy Campbell.
Yeah, I hated her on that though. I mean, no, she was a good actress and I liked the acting of it, but the character on Mad Men was terrible.
She was in the Lego Movie.
She was?
She was in the Lego Movie.
What did she play?
I'm looking it up now. Lego Movie.
Don't tell me she was what? That she was the... No, she wasn't. Okay.
Princess Unikitty.
Really? She was Princess Unikitty? Oh my god.
You know what? You just made the list.
I was wondering when you were going to use that.
Perfect time. But I thought it was overall good. One thing I also really liked, I think that struck like a lot of wrestling fans in the heartstring was in the later episodes they dedicated to Chavo Classic, who was a trainer and who died during like the in-between shootings of this.
Yes.
And
he was supposed to make an appearance too.
He was, and it was. I just love the fact that they did that. It gave me such like a joy to that, and
I liked the little callback too. It was definitely a little unexpected. I know there was rumors that he was supposed to be on it, but when I saw that, it was nice.
I think that the way that they crafted the show really gave a good light to wrestling because, I mean, in our society, it's viewed kind of like it's subpar entertainment. It's not like,
it's silly.
It's silly. It's fake.
Quoting the show, silly.
It's fake. I can't believe you watched that. You know, that, like, we've gotten probably those. Have you ever gotten talked about by, like, friends or people outside?
Oh, they said I was a nerd, and I said, all right, sure. They want me to list off everything else that makes me a nerd, but I'm still proud to be one.
Yeah, I know. Like, it was such a good reminder to see, like, a show take care of that, and, like, the people who are actually doing it started to like wrestling from it.
Yeah, I also liked with Debbie too. I liked her character progression.
I forgot which one was Debbie. Was
the blonde one?
The blonde one. Yeah, she wasn't the best character at first.
Yeah, but I liked how she stood up against her husband. But you know, there's a whole thing for me to go into Debbie, but I have like a whole critic on her.
We'll get into that in a little bit. Another thing I really liked was I forgot her actual name, but it was the She-Wolf character. She was a very interesting character that at first I didn't get. At first I thought that was Paige, and I felt really bad for thinking that. But at the same time, like there was some real acting behind that, and it was really like awesome.
It was strong. It was very strong. She was very, and I loved her character relationship with Ruth, because at first Sheila was a loner. She really, lone wolf, and she identified as a wolf. Weird, but I don't care. But
I mean, what we're dealing with in today's society with people like trying to pick not pick gender identities, but like they're trying to solidify what their gender identities are, and it's just that's what that kind of calls back to. Now, if that's good or not, I mean, that's your own opinion.
Yes.
But from the show perspective, it showed like a real character growth from her, because at first she was just like that weird. She was just that weird chick who dressed up like a wolf.
Yeah, but what I like though is that she started to open up though after her confrontation with Ruth. And, she had a birthday party and stuff. She didn't want to celebrate it, but she was like, Ruth, you're going to be there, right? Like, she was relying on Ruth because she really didn't have many other friends, or if any.
But then she, like, enjoyed her time and stuff like that, and they all became close. Because, like you said before, the whole community aspect of it.
Yes.
Which was good. Another good character I think we're forgetting, just because...
Cherry?
No, not Cherry.
Oh, Cherry was good.
Go with Mark Maron's character. Yeah, Mark Maron. You didn't know? He was the promoter, the director.
Oh, the porn stash guy.
Yes, the porn stash guy. That's Mark Maron, by the way.
He was all right.
No, he was great. He brought he did a really good comedic aspect to Glow. Definitely one of like my favorite strong person parts, and he was there for Ruth at a very crucial point in her life, and took it seriously, and that's something like you don't normally see from guys like that.
Yeah.
So you gotta respect that aspect of it. And a couple things about Mark Maron that I'm surprised that you're not really like enjoying Mark Maron. Mark Maron is also a wrestling fan.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
And also, similar to us, he also has his own podcast.
Really?
Yes, he is one of the very first people when podcasting started going on, like Joe Rogan had his own podcast called WTF, if you want to check that out for those people. It's all right. Mark Maron's a pretty cool guy, though. The fact that he did a show like this is pretty sweet. Another person I think from like just overall like in the wrestling aspect of it is of course Cherry.
Yes.
Or Junk Chain for wrestling persona.
I feel like Cherry would have just been a better name all in all.
Yes, but that's such an 80s thing.
True.
Oh, but one of my favorite parts of the show was when they did like a test for Glow to see if it was going to be well received, and they had a tag team match. It was Cherry and
Awesome Kong,
Karma's character, who was
Queenie.
Welfare Queen, which is a whole nother problem with that, and they're facing off against the KKK members, and it was the best. It was the best. There's no other way to describe it. It was legitimately the most awesome thing I've witnessed.
No, it wasn't good. That was funny.
It was funny. I was cracking up. I asked Rena about this, and she was cracking up. She was, and just for those of you, she's also a black woman as well, and she just loved that whole fact that they did that, and it was good. I pretty much enjoyed it though. Overall, but let's talk about some of the critiques of it.
I hated Debbie.
Wow, right out of the gate.
Hate Debbie.
No holds barred on that.
Why? I felt like I didn't like how she was so against Ruth.
Well, I mean, she has a justification for it. Ruth was sleeping with her husband.
I know.
Twice.
Yeah, but she's supposed to forgive the husband and not her.
I mean, she has a family. I mean, you got to also think about the time that they're in. They're in the 80s. Not a lot of people get divorced at that time.
Yeah, but it's like
it's like that, like around that time, that's like when divorce started to like really happen, and it was like a slightly normal thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to realize like she's going to forgive the husband over her best friend. Like the husband instigated it twice.
I mean,
twice.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a woman, and I can't really think of like the emotional gratification that Debbie has, but I feel like a real betrayal from someone she absolutely trusts no matter what, Ruth, is sleeping with her husband. That's still pretty impactful.
You can make the same argument like, oh, someone she's supposed to trust no matter
No,
what.
that's like if
Her husband.
No, that's like if Nicole slept with someone else. You'd get really pissed off.
Oh yeah, I would get pissed off at her because I trusted her. But we're dating. That's the difference.
But like, what if it was your best friend? Not me, because they're like someone who was like your real best friend.
I would be pissed at both of them, and I wouldn't forgive either of them. That's the thing. She's forgiving her husband.
Okay, I think I'm asking the wrong person this question, but I don't know. I think she's still mad, but she wants to make this work because she's a single mom. She loves her kids. She can't really do it all by herself at the time. She's
But the
not making
husband's
money.
so unsupportive of everything she does.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't like the husband either, but like, I can somewhat understand Debbie's mindset is what I'm going. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I understand it.
Debbie's just I feel like Debbie should be a heel. I'm also pissed about that. I'm surprised they didn't end up having her as the bad guy.
Well, I mean, actually, I think it's the best thing because the person that no one likes outside of the ring, very similar to like all the baby faces like in the 80s, was that they were normally shitty people. Pardon the language on that. But they were normally like really crappy people, and all the heels were like really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that's how I kind of saw that. That's like the motif that I got from it.
Oh, okay.
But I can understand why not liking Debbie because of those reasons. But
I don't know.
She gets redemption at the end.
Not really.
Yeah, she does. She kind of just brushes off her husband.
Oh yeah.
And then goes in there, wins. And then, of course, in classic television wrestling fashion,
Screw job.
Gets a screw job, and it's perfect, I guess.
Yeah. But that was pretty much my biggest thing was just Debbie. I didn't like.
I didn't really like Melrose, like, cause she was like the. She was kind of like the jerk, the. Pardon the language again, bitchy character.
Yeah.
And like the whole show, and I didn't really like that. I mean, like, of course, like towards the end, she gets quote unquote redemption, but like, I don't know. There's just something about like bitchy attitudes on television, like you just don't really gravitate to.
Yeah.
Plus, like she did that whole prank with the miscarriage. That was awful.
That was bad.
Like that's a serious thing. Like that's a real issue that women tackle with, and when you make fun of that, that's not cool.
I want Debbie to find out what Ruth did.
Yeah, I know.
Because Ruth got an abortion.
Which is what we were talking about before with Marc Maron being at Ruth's side for like one of the most like crucial parts of her life. Like that's an important thing. Not a lot of people agree that abortion's right or wrong, and that's not what this is about. But this is someone who's in a position where she's basically damaging her body on a day-to-day basis. You have no idea how many professional wrestlers, women professional wrestlers at the time that have done that.
I think she was also like doing, just a call back to Debbie. She wanted to make Debbie's friendship work, and she didn't want this baby.
No.
Imagine like, I feel like when Debbie finds out, I think she'll get more mad at her husband than Ruth. Because look at what Ruth did. She's like, I couldn't.
Well, I feel like Ruth's not going to tell.
It's gonna slip. It's gonna slip.
No, it's not gonna. Well, yeah, it's not gonna. It's gonna slip, but it's not gonna slip because of Ruth. It's gonna be Marc Maron that does that because he's probably gonna get sick and tired of Debbie hating Ruth because deep down, I forget Marc Maron's character's name. It's like
Sam.
Sam. That's what it is. Sam's gonna get sick and tired of Debbie hating on Ruth, Debbie hating on Ruth, and just tell Debbie what's up.
Yeah.
That's most likely what's gonna happen. But that's in season 2, which I pray to God they do. I think
it was confirmed for a second season.
And I want that so badly because it's so good. But let's but another thing. But what's another thing I didn't really like? What was it? I'm trying to think of other things to talk about because we went through a lot, but. I mean, I guess we kind of jumped into criticism because there's other things to like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I really liked was that side story between Sam and what's her name, the kid.
Oh, Justine.
Justine, yes, and that whole side story because it turns out that Justine has like this in the beginning, like Justine has this infatuation over Sam because of his directing and stuff like that.
Loved the movies. She loved because he's originally a director.
Crappy
Yes.
disco horror themed movies. And it turns out, and one night he puts the moves on her, and she reveals that, hey, I'm your kid. And it was like, okay, didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, that.
So I hope that, father-daughter thing kind of progresses, because I feel watching that was like, oh, man, that Vince definitely did something with that with Stephanie at some point.
I think he did. I thought he did. He did something like that with his daughter.
Not putting out
No.
rumors, just putting. There's like
I
a
remember what it
similarity
was.
for that.
There was a storyline with, Shane, where Vince and Stephanie would have like an incest storyline, and then it was shot down.
Correctly.
Yes,
Which
but there was a
which
storyline for that.
Which was the right thing to do, but I don't know. It kind of harkened to that kind of thing. So like wrestling fans would probably get that impression. And
Yes.
I really liked that. The other character, what was it? What was her name? The Machu Picchu.
Oh my god, I loved her. I don't know her name.
There's this like plus. I don't want to say plus size. There's this man. How can I say this without being offensive? Big heavy girl. No, that doesn't sound right.
Big girl.
Big girl. All right. There's a big girl on the show who is actually a child of a professional wrestler, and starts teaching them like the ins and outs of like professional wrestling, along with Cherry, who's like the most athletic and arguably the best wrestler on the whole Glow team.
Yes.
But her character was consistently being shot down by her dad not to wrestle and stuff like that, and she's like, no,
Carmen Wade. Carmen Wade. That's who the Machu Picchu was.
That's the character? Or
That was the character. The name was Brittany Young. That was her actress. That's her.
Brittany Young, who played Carmen.
Yes.
Okay.
She's
Carmen's-
Japanese.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I'm not gonna say what's on my mind. I think you know what I was about to say, but I'm not gonna do that to myself. You're hearing it now, Marks. I'm not gonna say it on the air. I'm not. But her character development was I really enjoyed that, because
And I like that scene at the end where Wade comes back and supports his daughter.
yeah, so her father's like totally against her wrestling, and there's like that whole character dynamic of that, and she's like has terrible stage fright, so whenever she's in front of a big crowd she chokes up a little bit, but still a pretty good wrestler. There's like this training sequence between her and Ruth and her brothers, who are played by Brodus Clay and Carlito, and they get and build their confidence and learn a moveset through there. And then in the very last episode, she gets a match and wins, and her dad is in the crowd, like you said.
Yeah.
Cheering her on, chanting her wrestling name, Ma Chu, and it was like that's such a good father-daughter dynamic.
Yeah.
That's another father-daughter dynamic. There's like two of them. Dang.
You know who I liked, and no, we didn't mention it? Cherry's husband. He was just great throughout the show.
I think that dude was from Walking Dead. I think that was
No, that was Chad Coleman.
I think that was. I'm not
No.
sure. Yeah, that's was it Tyrese? That's his character's name in Walking Dead.
Tyrese.
I think that was Tyrese. I could be wrong.
I gotta look this up.
I'm pretty sure that was Tyrese. And I'm not saying that. I'm pretty sure that was Tyrese though. But his character was awesome. I loved him. But that whole Cherry storyline towards like the very end, that's a very interesting thing that might happen.
It wasn't him.
No, it wasn't. Dang, I hate being wrong. But
That happens a lot.
But stop making me be a racist. God. Anyway,
Wait till I tell Rena.
she's gonna be listening to this anyway. I know it. I'm a
Stupid idiot.
and it's okay.
You know what? You just made the list.
But there was a lot to talk about that was really good. What else? But outside of that though, there's like this thing going on. I saw it on Twitter once. That the wrestlers that were a part of Glow, the main wrestlers, like
Yes.
what was it? It was Johnny Mundo, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, Brodus Clay,
Carlito. Joey Ryan. Alex Riley. Brooke
Riley.
Hogan. Brooke Hogan.
No.
Oh,
It was just those
wrestlers.
6 that they're from quote unquote stable called the Glow Guys.
No way. That's an actual thing?
Yeah, that's an actual thing.
Thank God.
So that's something that like I like the fact that it's getting carried out into wrestling as well. And if they do a second reason, I would like to see more people become Glow guys or girls. So I'd like to see like some other female wrestlers who are not like in WWE or something like that be a part of it.
I would enjoy that personally. That'd be fun.
Yeah. If you had to pick, who would be your top guy and girl wrestler outside of WWE that would be part of Glow?
Becky Lynch.
Outside of WWE.
Oh, outside? Freak.
Well, pick a guy because I feel like that's an easier thing to pick. I have a couple that are pretty good.
Man, I would have liked to see the Miz and Glow, but
that's probably not gonna happen. If that does happen, I'm not gonna lie, I'll give huge props to WWE because that's an outside thing of WWE that they're supporting, and that's something that you'd not normally see.
Man, you're making me think. I hate thinking.
All right, so I'll
you do your thing.
Okay, so one guy I would like to see, and he's kind of already said this on his own podcast, would be well, actually two guys. I would like to see Colt Cabana.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that character that he does on, like his comedy character that he does, would be really funny, and I feel like he would thrive in that kind of area. And another guy who I know for a fact you don't like, but would be Ryback, because he's a big heavy set guy, and I feel like if they do his second season, it would be like, oh, the big, wrestler mountain guys are trying to muscle in on this all female wrestling thing, and I feel like that would be a good storyline to talk into.
I have a woman that I would like to see in Glow.
I have also one, but go with yours.
Which one's yours? You go.
Mine's Amber O'Neil, and you don't know who
Luke Gallows' wife.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to see that because she's not being affiliated with WWE at all right at the moment, so I think it would be really nice.
By the way, I should be a lawyer because I thought of this because you said outside WWE. AJ Lee.
That would be awesome.
I win.
Would you want to see CM Punk do that too? That'd be awesome. If he was part of like an 80s punk band.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Oh, yeah. I'm already thinking of awesome stuff right now.
Can CM Punk be Justine's next, like, boyfriend?
No, it'd be another, like, bad influence or something like that. Like, they're bringing, like, a punk guy. And, like, Justine gets, like, a bad influence because he doesn't want anything to do with that or something.
Or have CM Punk have a thing with Mel Rose.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But now we're kind of getting into, like...
Yeah. But I would
looking into progression of Glow. But I think we both agree we would like to see more Glow.
Yes. I'd like to see Naomi in Glow. But
you would like to see actual Glow come from Glow.
Yes. I would like to see Naomi and Cherry partner up and tag team. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
But I have another question. Would you like to see more wrestling stuff like Glow that are Glow-esque in television aspect? You wouldn't like to see anything like Glow come out of it. Like not even like a made up one.
No, there are two reasons why. One, because I feel like if you do more of it, it'll diminish the impact of Glow.
Well, no, but I think because of the impact of Glow, it would start normalizing, like, it's okay to like wrestling, and then here's, like, some more background stuff about it.
Well, I feel like it would diminish Glow as a whole. I feel like Glow is not a wrestling show.
No, it's not, but I think...
But it's a show with women who do wrestling. That's the big thing. It's not wrestling's cool, it's just... They use wrestling as a backdrop, and I feel like that's the point of the show.
That's what I'm also saying. Like, would you like to see wrestling be used more in backdrops? I guess that's more of my thing. So I'd like to see more Glow-esque shows.
I wouldn't mind it, but I feel like we should get more of Glow first before any,
It's like a spin-off. Like, you'll see, like, Justine go off to be a wrestler or something like that out on the road, and you'll see her, like, in Mid-South or something like that. And or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm fine with just it being Glow because it makes it unique too, and appealing.
Bless you. Anyway, okay, God, we're doing a live show right now, man.
It's taped.
All right.
It's fake.
My last question I want to give out to you, my friend, is if you had to create a character on Glow, what would it be for season 2?
The actual wrestler. No, here's the thing. I would like an invasion character.
What do you mean an invasion character? Like
a
WCW invasion kind of thing?
I would
what? Like, there's another like wrestling promotion out there that's going to invade Glow.
Yeah, or I would like to see that type of character that would come in and try and, take over. Like, you can make the argument, like, say AJ Lee came from a different promotion. It's like, I'm gonna take you guys out because, and then have like I would like an invasion type of character that would come in from a different promotion and like try and undermine them, but it'd be a separate women's promotion, and I have that. But I want that kind of character personally. But just sticking into Glow, besides the invasion, I would like to see. This is gonna sound sexist. I would like to see someone that would use her sexual appeal to her advantage.
Well, I don't think that's sexist though. I feel like that's a key thing that's missing from like wrestling in general. Because if you're gonna prop up women to be more athletic, I mean, what's wrong with showing off their beauty as well? Because that's a part of them as well.
Yeah, but like there is a character there's a wrestler on the indies, a women's wrestler that actually does that takes sexual appeal into her character. Like, she'll do a lot of sexual innuendos.
What's wrong with that?
No, I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I'm just saying that I would like to see a character like that.
No, because you said it was sexist, and
I'm
just pointing out, like, it's not really sexist.
It's a controversial topic.
Yeah, it's definitely controversial because, we just got out of this whole Divas era where sexuality was like, it's okay and wrestling doesn't matter, into this new one that, yeah, wrestling matters, so we shouldn't be showing,
Yeah. But I would like to see someone try and do that. Like how Oksana was because she would use, her sexual appeal to get ahead. I would like to see more of that. Like from Glow. I would like to see someone actually try and do that.
I guess they kind of hinted towards that, but it didn't.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't turn out that way with the character
Ronda.
With Ronda's character with Sam. But I guess it kind of just showed it like, no, I really just like you and stuff.
I would like to see that.
Would you have liked that being like the seeds that's sown into, like, yeah, I'm gonna get all my way and be like the number one character.
No, because now you have something better. You have a relationship between the wrestler and the manager, and then you can have someone sleep their way, and that creates a whole nother drama within the show because then you have Sam cheating on Ronda. But that's a whole nother prediction. But I would like to see either an invasion type of character from a rival promotion or someone that uses sexual appeal and actually does, get to the top because of that.
All right, that sounds pretty good.
You?
That's tough to say. I don't know. I'd like to see a wrestler, like an actual female wrestler, get in there. Like someone, I don't know. I don't even know how I would like try to even like.
You can have someone play Fabulous Moolah and have her come in.
That's what I'm thinking of. Like, have someone play Moolah or like Alundra Blaze or like something around those lines, and then they come in and then they like tear the thing up because they're actual wrestlers and dive into that territory of the story because we've got into, actresses and actors and stuff like that, but we're not diving into wrestlers.
Yeah.
So I think like that's the main thing that's missing from Glow, but I don't know. That's something I would like to see. I would like to see another male character. I know that to me sounds sexist because
there's only like 3, 4.
Yeah, I know, but like how many shows are in there that need more men? I'm just saying like another male character, but like have him be like a real scumbag, like not like the way Debbie's husband is, but like someone who's trying to undermine Glow to bring that one down so they can bring in like a male promotion because that's actual wrestling, and I would like to see that kind of play into it.
Okay.
I don't know, something like that. I don't know how they would do it, but something like around those lines. Like
I can see what you mean. I can see how they could do that.
Undermining it to take it down from like a business perspective and kind of get into that, or a new character that's a wrestler that can teach these women something kind of impactful about wrestling. Like, why is this so important? Something about that, because I feel like that's what's missing.
Yeah.
When it comes down to this whole conversation about wrestling. But that's our Glow talk, guys.
All right.
So that's our Glow.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't check out Glow, please check out Glow. Stay tuned for our upcoming podcast and our special interview in 2 weeks with FFW promoter Mike Magnum. And we will see you next week, Marks.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.
Thank you, everyone, for staying tuned for our podcast. Special shout out to the Sachem Public Library for their continued use of their equipment and space. If you would like to continue listening to us, please follow us on our following social media accounts: Twitter at Marks for Life Pod, Instagram at Marks for Life Podcast, and our Facebook group Marks for Life Podcast. And please continue to support us through Patreon and SoundCloud at Marks for Life Podcast. Until next time, Audio Marks.